Here are 7 things you didn't know about Karolina Protsenko, ranked from the least interesting to the most fascinating. Get ready to have your mind blown. Did you know that Karolina Protsenko, the amazing young violinist who wows people all over the world, sometimes gets nervous before she performs? Yes, it's true. Even though Karolina seems so confident when she plays her violin in front of big crowds, she has admitted that she sometimes feels stage fright. Stage fright is when someone feels very nervous or scared before speaking or performing in front of people. It's like having butterflies in your stomach, and it can make you feel shaky or worried. Many famous people, like singers, actors, and even athletes, have stage fright. Karolina is no different. Even though she has played her violin in front of hundreds of people on the street and millions of people online, she sometimes feels nervous before a big performance. Karolina has shared that before she steps onto a stage, her heart can beat really fast, and she might feel a bit anxious. But she doesn't let that stop her. Karolina has learned how to deal with her stage fright so she can play her violin beautifully for her fans. One way Karolina handles her nerves is by practicing a lot. She spends many hours each day practicing her violin, so she feels ready and confident when it's time to perform. Another thing that helps Karolina is thinking about the music she loves. She focuses on the joy of playing and sharing music with others, which helps her forget about being nervous. Karolina also has a great support system. Her family is always there to encourage her and cheer her on. They remind her that it's okay to be nervous and that she should just do her best. This support helps Karolina feel better and ready to take on the stage. So even though Karolina Protsenko might look fearless when she plays her violin, she has had to face stage fright, just like many of us do. But by practicing, thinking positive thoughts, and having support from her family, she overcomes her nerves and shares her amazing talent with the world. That's what makes her so special and why so many people admire her. Karolina Protsenko is an amazing violinist, but did you know that she has some big dreams for her future? Karolina loves music, and she has set some special goals for herself that she hopes to reach one day. One of Karolina's biggest goals is to perform with a full orchestra. An orchestra is a large group of musicians who play different instruments like violins, flutes, and drums, all together. Karolina dreams of standing on a big stage, surrounded by all these musicians and playing her violin with them. She thinks it would be so exciting to hear her violin music mixed with the sounds of all the other instruments. Another one of Karolina's goals is to play in a world-famous concert hall. Concert halls are special places where musicians perform, and some of them are very famous. Karolina dreams of playing her violin in one of these beautiful big halls where the sound is perfect and the audience is filled with people who love music as much as she does. Karolina doesn't just want to perform in any concert hall. She dreams of playing in places like Carnegie Hall in New York or the Sydney Opera House in Australia. These places are known all over the world for their amazing music shows. Karolina believes that playing her violin in such famous places would be a huge honor and a dream come true. But Karolina's goals aren't just about where she wants to play. They're also about how she wants to grow as a musician. She wants to keep getting better at the violin and learn more challenging pieces of music. She practices every day because she knows that hard work will help her reach her goals. Karolina also hopes to inspire other young musicians. She knows that if she works hard and reaches her goals, other kids might see her and think, I can do that too. Karolina loves the idea of helping other young people believe in themselves and their dreams. So, while Karolina Protsenko is already a fantastic violinist, she has even bigger dreams for her future. She wants to play with an orchestra, perform in famous concert halls, and inspire others with her music. These goals keep her motivated and excited for what's to come, and with her talent and dedication, there's no doubt she'll reach them one day. Karolina Protsenko is known for her amazing violin skills, but did you know that she also takes her education very seriously? Even though she spends a lot of time practicing and performing, Karolina still makes sure to keep up with her schoolwork. Karolina is homeschooled, which means she doesn't go to a regular school like most kids. Instead, she does her schoolwork at home with the help of her parents. Being homeschooled gives Karolina a flexible schedule, which is really important for someone like her who is often busy with music. She can practice her violin, perform, and still find time to study. One of the reasons Karolina's family chose homeschooling is so she can balance her music career with her education. This way, she doesn't have to miss out on learning while she's busy sharing her music with the world. Homeschooling allows Karolina to learn at her own pace, which means she can spend extra time on subjects she finds challenging or move quickly through the ones she finds easy. Karolina loves to learn, and she's very curious about the world. She studies all the same subjects as other kids, like math, science, and history. But because she's homeschooled, she can also learn about things that interest her personally, like the history of music or different cultures from around the world. This makes learning fun and exciting for her. Even though Karolina doesn't go to a traditional school, she still has plenty of chances to interact with other kids. She meets new people all the time during her performances and has friends who are also musicians. This helps her develop important social skills while she continues her education. Karolina's parents parents play a big role in her education. They help her stay organized and make sure she has time for both her schoolwork and her music. They believe that having a good education is just as important as being good at the violin, and they want Karolina to be successful in both areas. So, while Karolina Protsenko is focused on her music, she also works hard at her education. By being homeschooled, she can balance both parts of her life and continue to grow as a musician and a student. Karolina knows that education is important, and she's committed to making the most of it, just like she does with her violin. Karolina Protsenko isn't just famous on YouTube. She's also appeared on TV and other media. Even though she's young, Karolina has already been noticed by some of the biggest shows and websites. One of the most exciting moments for Karolina was when she appeared on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. This is a really popular TV show where Ellen talks to famous people and shows off talented kids. When Karolina was invited to be on the show, it was a huge honor. She played her violin for Ellen and the audience, and everyone was amazed by how talented she is. Being on The Ellen Show helped Karolina become even more famous. People who hadn't seen her YouTube videos before started following her after seeing her on TV. It was a big moment in her career, and she loved the experience. But that's not the only time Karolina has been in the spotlight. She's also been featured on news programs, in magazines, and on popular websites. Reporters love to share her story because she's so young and already so talented. They often talk about how Karolina started playing the violin when she was just 6 years old, and how she quickly became a star. Karolina's media appearances don't just happen in the United States. She's been noticed by people all around the world. Some of her videos have been shown on TV in different countries, and she has fans everywhere from Brazil to Japan. She's also been interviewed by news outlets in different languages, which shows just how far her music has traveled. One thing that makes Karolina's media appearances special is how she stays true to herself. No matter where she is or who she's talking to, Karolina is always kind and humble. She never forgets to thank her fans for their support, and she always talks about how much she loves playing the violin. So even though Karolina Protsenko is best known for her YouTube videos, she's also made a big impact in other media. Her appearances on TV, in magazines, and on websites have helped her reach even more people with her beautiful music. As she continues to grow as a musician, we're sure to see her in the media even more. Karolina Protsenko is not only a talented violinist, but she's also really good with languages. Did you know that she can speak 3 different languages? Yes, Karolina is trilingual, which means she can talk in 3 languages fluently. Karolina was born in Ukraine, where people mostly speak Ukrainian and Russian. Because of this, Ukrainian was her first language. She learned how to speak and understand it when she was very young, just like most kids do with their first language. At home, Karolina's family also spoke Russian, so she learned that language too. This means that Karolina grew up knowing 2 languages right from the start. When Karolina was 6 years old, her family moved to the United States. This was a big change for her because everyone around her spoke English. At first, it was hard because she didn't know much English, but Karolina is a fast learner. She started learning English by talking with people, watching TV shows, and reading books. Before long, she was able to speak English just as well as she spoke Ukrainian and Russian. Now, Karolina can switch between all 3 languages easily. When she's at home with her family, they might speak Ukrainian or Russian, but when she's out and about, performing or talking to her fans, she usually speaks English. Being trilingual is a special skill that not many people have, and it's something that makes Karolina even more impressive. Knowing 3 languages also helps Karolina connect with fans from all over the world. She can talk to people in their own language, whether it's Ukrainian, Russian, or English. This makes her fans feel really special because they can communicate with her in a way that feels comfortable for them. Karolina's ability to speak 3 languages also shows how smart and hardworking she is. Learning even one new language can be tough, but Karolina has mastered 3. This helps her not just in her music career, but in life as well. It's a big part of what makes her so unique and talented. So, while many people know Karolina Protsenko for her amazing violin skills, not everyone knows that she's also trilingual. Speaking Ukrainian, Russian, and English is just one more thing that makes Karolina so special and helps her connect with people all over the world. Karolina Protsenko is an incredible violinist, but did you know that she comes from a musical family? Music is a big part of her life, and it's something she shares with her family members. This love for music started long before Karolina picked up the violin. Karolina's parents both have a deep love for music. Her mom, Ella, plays the piano, and her dad, Nick, plays the guitar. Music has always been important to them, and they wanted to share that love with their children. When Karolina was little, she often heard her mom and dad playing music around the house. This helped her develop an early interest in music. Her parents noticed that Karolina had a special talent for music when she was very young. They decided to help her grow that talent by introducing her to the violin. Even though learning to play an instrument can be hard, Karolina's parents supported her every step of the way. They encouraged encouraged her to practice, and they made sure she had everything she needed to succeed. Karolina isn't the only one in her family who loves music. Her younger brother Leo also enjoys playing music. Even though he's still very young, he looks up to Karolina and wants to follow in her footsteps. Sometimes the whole family plays music together, which is a lot of fun for them. Music is something that brings them all closer and gives them something special to share. Because Karolina's family is so musical, they understand how important it is for her to practice and perform. They often travel with her to different places so she can play her violin for people all over the world. Her parents are always there to cheer her on and help her feel confident before she steps on stage. The support from her musical family has played a big role in Karolina's success. They have helped her become the amazing violinist she is today, and they continue to be a big part of her musical journey. Karolina knows that without her family's love for music and their support, she wouldn't be where she is now. So, while Karolina Protsenko is known for her talent on the violin, it's important to remember that she comes from a family where music is in their hearts. Her musical family has been a big influence on her life, and they continue to inspire her every day.